There we go. What up? All right. So I pull up the game here real quick. I don't know where it's pulling this from. Where is this pulling this from? Dream Daddy. For some reason, this is pulling this from Dream Daddy. That's weird. All right. What up? So, this is Monster Loves You, and I just want to make sure So this is the start of getting through the entire recommended game list. Once again, if you are in the Discord and have a game you want to recommend, go into hashtag feature ideas. Feel free to put in the game, and it'll be added to this giant-ass spreadsheet that I have in front of me. Everything is essentially, it has the name, who was recommended by, what the game is about, how long it is for me, just potentially what system, and then if we have like any additional people who want to see it played. So Monster Loves You was, let me just make sure I have this here. Perfect. Excuse me. Have burps a little bit. Monster Loves You was recommended by Lost Thoughts. And what I have here written down is that it's a monster life simulator where you create a monster and make choices to determine what happens in the future with your monster. Affects both humans and monsters. This game is for the PC only, and I figured I wanted to start off with a game that seems kind of short for our first like recommended game. So I have pizza because I'm hungry. Excuse me. So it looks like a really charming game. I think I've seen somebody play a little bit of this before. I just don't remember who. Now, what you guys can see real quick is around here are the different endings to the game, from what I understand. There are 14 different endings. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 different endings. And depending on what we do with our monster, it will help us get a different ending. So for this stream, I'm going to try for ideally 7, because I want to see if we can get this game done in like in 2 streams. And apparently like this is really quick to do. So let's jump into it. And of course, we'll play completely blind before we jump into maybe doing achievement runs and so on and so forth. Help me begin your story. How does it go again? Long ago, deep in the forest, monsters called the Whale Mist. That's right, long ago, nestled in the heart of the forest was the monster village of Omen. You were born from slime that holds the memory of monsters known for... actions and attitude. You're not awake yet, but soon your first eye will open. Your simple dreams will give way to life itself, and you dream of... fighting, aiming, and screaming, facing frightening enemies unafraid, protecting innocent monsters from harm. Jesus, this is loud. Sorry, I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit. Okay. Oh, so it just restarts. Actions and attitude. Facing frightening enemies unafraid. We got bravery. Interesting. Your body is turning and twisting, growing solid in the middle of a great vat of green slime. It's time to be born. Okay. I am being born! You awaken in the growing season when the forest is erupting with color. Onward. Your eye is open. You're a morsel, just barely born. You float in the spawning vat. Dozens of other morsels are exploring, flailing, and stealing food from each other. Kick out my legs! You bend and squirm, making your tiny legs grow and strengthen. You get to swim around the spawning vat. Your legs are strong, but more importantly, you feel no fear. Darn straight. You paddle in a circle, then go back and forth, ignoring other morsels who hiss and spit at you. Just keep swimming. Another morsel swims towards you. It opens its mouth to show you a small set of sharp teeth. It bites you! What? This is intolerable! Stop that biting! You pause, unable to believe that another morsel is trying to eat you. After a moment, you snap out of it and start to move again. We can maybe just immediately bored and we can just be like, fucking kill it. Just beat it up. Unite other morsels to repel the attack. Murder! Grr, you rip it to violent morsel. It has fangs, but you have claws. Keep fighting! Your first snarl. Excellent. When the fight is over, you're chewing on the other morsel's eye, which is all that remains. Serve that morsel right. Hey, what a pineapple. Splash, flutter, splish, squick. Another morsel is too weak to swim properly. It's sinking towards the bottom of the spawning vat. Ignore it. Too bad. All right, well, let's be an asshole starting off. Too bad. These things happen. You watch the half-formed baby monster slip beneath the surface. It begins to break apart. Swim down and take a bite out of the weakling. You dart in and rip a chunk out of the slimy body. It's good. So delicious, in fact, that you find yourself eyeing other morsels, the strong as well as the weak. But these furrows are the safe for now. You have grown too big for the spawning vat. You must move on to the next stage of life and become a monsterling. Got any advice? You're going to get into some trouble, which is great. Exercise your bravery, cleverness, ferocity, kindness, and honesty. What kind of monster will you be? Indeed, to the bird cave and adventure. That's me. Look at me. Young biting for your toes, tots. Ya blip, 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 snark, brood cave. It's me. I'm a little boy. Adventure. Choose your adventure. Three-eyed goat. Marinus leads a group of monsterlings to the scapegoat's pit in potential square. Let's go along. Elder Marinus escorts everyone down to the pit. The scapegoat stands and trots over to her. It's filthy to breath. Its breath smells like warm grass. Watch the scapegoat in action. Marinus turns her back on the scapegoat. The goat uses its long horns to gouge at her hide, removing some dirt and several parasites. So she's clean now? Yuck! Clean monsters? Double yuck. Marinus smiles down at you. Don't claw it until you felt it, little one. It's good to get things out of your hide, and not just for us. She trying to teach us a lesson? Marinus withdraws to the edge of the pit, but she looks from you and the other monsterlings to the filthy, matted hair of the goat. Pick a fight with the scapegoat. Fuck it. You approach the scapegoat. It just stands there, chewing on something. It doesn't seem to notice your attitude. It insults the goat. The goat ignores your insults. It might not understand you, or maybe you just can't get a goat's goat. Poke the goat. The goat bleats and steps away from your poking. Slash the goat. Make it bow to your authority. The goat noticed that, all right. It jumps clear over you, then flings you out of the pit with one sweep of its horns. Oh, back to the brood cave. Oh, it was painful. This is actually really enjoyable. Okay, so we're gonna boost our ferocity up to max. Why don't we? No spider. Well, that was the last thing you should have said. Something is scurrying along the walls, in the ceiling, in the floor. Spiders as big as rounded plates. They're swarming into the cave. You can't tell if they're friend or foe. Confront them. One does not simply walk into plate spiders. How will you approach them? Rush to meet them. You spring forward, claws bared, and ready for anything. The spiders halt as one, look at you with many eyes, and turn and leave the cave. Okay. Let's do this one. Three gangly adolescent monsters wander into the cave and start poking Gobclaws with sticks. She tries to get away, but they surround her. Blitztree starts to cry. Get involved and stop the bullying. You approach the conflict. Oh yeah? Keep your sticks, taste these claws. You roll into the first monster's long, bird-like legs. She leaks red slime as you move over onto the stomach of the next bully. They flee, convinced a small army is attacking them. Fuck yeah, dude. We're just destroying it. The top it shows how many days you have left until your next stage of life. And the bottom it shows how much respect you've amassed. What's respect? Impress other monsters and they'll talk about how amazing you are. The more respect you gain in the early stages of life, the greater power you'll wield later on. I have no respect? So no one respects me? I'm upset by this. What do our stats look like? 45 out of 100, dang. Bravery's 24. I am not clever. I am not honest, and I am not kind. Makes sense, okay. More adventure. The cup. Big old Hamrag comes to the cave with a box full of metal cans. What's this? He says it's drink or douse day. These cans are full of what the humans called soda pop. Interesting. Monsterlings drink soda pop? Bubbly liquid sugar? You bet! But they also like to see what can chug the most or endure the most exploding metal cans at once. Now, see how much with exploding cans you can withstand. The other monsterlings go through the cans, picking out the bulging and dented ones, climbing to the big clay jar with the bad cans. You hear shaking sounds, shoosh, 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 and whack a whack whack and so on, and more cans are piled on top of you. No, keep it out, it's time to blow things up. Hiss, 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 rattle, 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 hiss, everything is shaking in here, someone's kicking the jar. Too late to get out now. The next thing you know, Nash Nash is dragging you behind her on a forest path. What happened? You can't seem to speak, but Nash Nash sees you trying. She turns you and you realize you're just a head and part of a body. Ah! Nash Nash says, we've been picking up pieces of you for hours. Ew. Elder Hamrag says, you won, little monsterling. Now let's put together your pieces and see if you heal. Wait, he doesn't know if a monsterling can heal from this? Looks like you just raised your claw. You're recovering. Doesn't that make you happy? Sure. I didn't get anything from that? You're halfway towards leaving becoming an adolescent. Firm up your personality as much as you can. I'm trying, game. I just had cans stacked on top of me and I exploded. All right, which one should I do next? Chat, you decide. First one I see gets it. Yes, this is an excuse for me to eat my pizza in peace. The moose deer thing it is. Listen, I'm hungry. That's why I'm eating during stream, okay? You hear clattering, then flapping. A deer tumbles in through the cave entrance with Blistery trapped in his antlers. How did she get stuck in a deer? Or how did the deer get stuck around her? Deer and monsterlings are traditionally curious about each other. Blistery probably flew up and perched on him. Then things got crazy. Wrestle the deer to the ground. The deer bucks for a second, then falls. Before he can get back up, you free Blistery's wing from his antlers. Success! The deer rushes off. Blistery thanks you, then limps off to tend to a pair of wounded wings. Cool. What's this? You notice a puddle of glowing slime at the back of the cave. It pulses like a heartbeat. Blotch shoves you towards it, daring you to eat it. Don't be a human baby. She'll blotz up and eat it. Fuck yeah. You creep close and swallow a mouthful of the slime. It doesn't taste like normal slime, and it's dissolving everything else in your stomach. I don't have food anymore. Alright. Happy monster. Nash Nash and Gobclaws are racing to the ceiling of the cave. They've already climbed way up when Gobclaws invites you to join them. You don't see a good way up, though. Look at the paths of toes and copy out. You follow Nash Nash's claw marks halfway up the cave, then slip sideways to where Gobclaws are being more careful. Meet them at the top to their surprise. Okay. Sword in the stone. Bot snuck outside and found a human knife stuck in a tree. It's sharp, shiny, sharp, and scary. He starts swinging it around like a human would. Dangerous schmangerous, take it for yourself. You poke Blots and say, Knife Inspector. He turns to look at you, confused by your joke, and accidentally cuts you as you reach for the knife. Ah, blood, your precious blood. Firmly take the knife. You wince a little, clench your bloody paw, and try to take the knife again. Bot jerks away, and somehow you get jabbed with the sharp point of the blade. Grab the knife carefully. Bot screams a little and tries to keep the blade away from you, but somehow you end up with an oozing cut across your belly. That hurts so much! We're crying! Look how sad we are! We're so sad right now! And my pizza's getting cold! Look at this sad face. Actually, hold on a second. Now you guys can see my mouse. Look at this sad face. I'm so sad. Claw's arm. Blood streaks and flees, the knife spins in the air, tumbling end over end, a glittering sharp bauble. Catch it in the air! You jump and reach and grab and bounces off your paw and comes right at your eye! Ah! What happened? What's that coming out of you? Something is leaking out of your head. Is that your brain? Leak some of your personality onto the floor of the cave. You wake up with a slimy, bloody bandage wrapped around your head. The other monsterlings tell you the spine doctor came and shoved most of your brain back inside. What happened to the rest? Bushy chucks and points to a damp line on the cave floor. Rats dragged it away and ate it. Everyone laughs except for you. It just doesn't seem funny. Oh my, you wake up and you find that you're no longer a little monstering, you're growing up. Wow. Elder Marinus calls the oldest monsterlings to gather in a group. You're one of the oldest ones now, so you should join them. She looks grave. Let's go and see. Marinus shuffles down the long tunnel, turning this way and that among dozens of forking passages. Let's keep going. Marinus stops at a warm human chamber with a pit in the floor. She points to the pit, which seethes with thick mist. Jump right in! You fall in, fall some more, and fall, and you're falling, and other monsterlings are falling? Yes, some of them are crying. You can't see through the mist. Or is it fog? Maybe clouds. Moans and groans and whispering screams. Where is this? It must be somewhere. You land on smooth, flat stone. Despite the swirling vapor, the floor is dry as bone. You hear other monsterlings breathing nearby. Some of them are still above you, still falling. Get out of the way! You rejoin some of the monsterlings at the edge of the mist. There are more passages out here that you can count. Some monsterlings begin to panic, while others look determined. You should take charge. Then the monsterlings watch you, curiously. Slash the others to show them you're in charge. We can be the biggest dick ever, dude! Oh my gosh. We're gonna be the biggest dick ever! I'm happy with this. This seems like a great choice. The half-seen monsterling whimpers in the fog and you flick your claws, drawing a little blood and a lot of noise. A few howls and shrieks cow the others into silence. Explore in an orderly fashion now that someone's in control. You soon discover that all the passages converge in yet another mist-filled chamber. The mist here is even thicker, and you quickly lose sight of the other monsterlings. That's okay, they're cowards anyway! The chamber swirls with mist, smoke, fog, vapor, except it's not any of those things, it's ghosts! Hundreds of them, large and small, they're everywhere! Well, spooky, dude! One by one, the pale ghosts begin to turn their attention to you. Their eyes glow different colors. Stand fast. Cringe a little. I'm scared. I wet myself. I shit the bed. Let's not talk about that. Stand fast. The ghosts speak in many voices, all hollow and distant, all in unison. They ask you, do you fear? Fucking attack them. You scream and leap. The ghosts are insubstantial, swirling around your claws like nothing at all. Nothing at all? Nothing at all! Stupid spectral monsters. They laugh at you and prove that they're not entirely untouchable. Thin tendrils of mist circle your throat and begin to squeeze. Pass out. Here's how you do it. While you're brave and ferocious, you're not that clever, you're really not kind, and you're not honest at all, and no one respects you. Not a single person respects, or single monster respects me. How do I get monsters to respect me? I'm a little upset by this. I don't think we died. I think we're just... I think we're asleep. I just love the fact we're not... that no one respects us. Finishing my first pizza. This crust is thick. Hold on. All right. You wake up inside a well-appointed hovel. This is your home now. What should I be doing now? The more brave, clever, ferocious, kind, and honest you are, the more other monsters are going to respect you. Gain enough respect, and you might someday affect important world events. Okay. You wake up and saw... Okay. What the fuck am I? What the fuck am I? I have oven mitts. I have a chicken bottom. one eye, on a ball, look like a thumb. What am I? Is this me as a monster? Dude, I got the bad genes. I'm not ferocious at all. Look at this ferocity. I'm ferocious? You tell me this looks ferocious? Whatever. Alright, I'm going into town. Scapegoat. You hear a bleeding sound from inside the scapegoat's pit. Is it the scapegoat? Of course it is. Bleeding is what goats do. Well, good. The scapegoat walks out of the pit, looks around and bleats again. Nash Nash says it wants a fight. Let's give it one. A fight? Sure, that makes sense. Nash Nash shoves you aside and charges at the scapegoat. The goat stares at her. Help Nash Nash fight the goat. You plant yourself on one side of the scapegoat and Nash Nash takes a flanking position. The goat just stands there. Get it, beat up that goat. Nash Nash claws at the goat's sides. The goat turns and gores her with its horns. You slash it while it's distracted. Pursue the conflict to its bloody end. The goat whirls back and forth, trying to butt or kick you, but every time it goes after one of you, the other monster gets in a strike. We laugh at the scapegoat. Eldamarinus rolls into the fight, jabbing you and Nash Nash with her spines. She roars, "What are you doing?" and bares her claws. We can fight the elder monster. We could just straight up say, fuck it. We're gonna fight the elder. Since when did we become such a dick? We're brave as fuck. Not clever at all. Wow. It's hardly a fight at all. Marinus puffs up again, jabbing you with her venomous spines. You spend the rest of the day dizzy and sick. What about Nash Nash? Nash Nash is punished much worse than you. She's poisoned, but the elders also pull out her claws, which takes all week to grow back. Alright, so we're maxed out on ferocity and almost on bravery. Alright, chat, you guys get to choose now. First one I see. Hey, what up, Tiger Ray? How's it going? Black Claw? Alright. I know who that is. You're heading home with the dead rabbit you found. Suddenly a fox appears. He slides up to you and asks, "You're going to eat all of that?" Make him watch you eat it. The fox sits intently as you raise the rabbit, but instead of slitting it, you take a bite, then another, and then the rabbit's gone. You shoot the fox a rabbit-eating grin. He walks away, still with wounded dignity. Oh my god, we're such a dick. Chase him down and eat him too. You leap onto the fox's back, catch hold of his tail, and tear him apart with your claws. He's not as tasty as the rabbit, but he is satisfying. Holy shit, we just ate a fox. Outside your home, or house, Nash Nash charges from a nearby bush and sends you tumbling. "Challenge!" she screams at the top of her voice. "It's on!" We'll take turns slapping each other, square off and wait for Nash Nash to make a mistake. Leap at her and crush her. Yeah, we had a fox and a rabbit. Splat! Flattening under your bottom, Nash Nash admits defeat. She was always weak from attacks from above. Man, we are an asshole. I love it. A bear? Loud, drooly snapping sounds come from the square where you see a Prufrock. Prufrock? Single-clawedly taking on a rampaging pack of wolves. He grunts for you to help. Are these wolves a threat? Any monster could defeat almost any animal with ease. You should be able to take care of them. Well, fine. We'll fight the wolves. Bravery max, let's go. When the fur settles, a pot of wolf stew bubbles happily in the center of the square. Everyone lines up to cheer you and eat. No one respects me still. Oh shoot, we can do all but one of these, I think. No, two of these. Let's lift a rock. Squeak thud, squeak thud, squeak thud. You follow the odd sound until you find Gobclaws. She's dragging a dusty broken wagon back home. Looks like hard work. cheer her along and taunt her a bit. Despite your cheers, Gobclaws can't drag the wagon home any faster. When she's done, she slams the door in your face. Okay. We're such an asshole. Canillo Eslet limps towards you. He points one huge eye at you and cackles. I got a shock working on a power line, and it's still down. Help me out? Ask how dangerous it is. If the electrical fluid inside the line gets on you, well, it hurts like a million bees. Only they're not bees because they're making honey? Okay. Sure. You soon find yourself dangling from the power lines over the main street of Omen. The break is ahead, and now it could get dangerous. Get out there and fix that line fast! You scurry out onto the power line and patch it before much electrical fluid leaks out. Some of it gets on you, and it hurts like crazy. Alright. Dude, still nobody respects me. I'm upset by this. Is this ice cream? Suddenly, a stinging rain pours down. Everyone scatters and gets under cover. Even Blistery and Smark. How bad's the weather? Just rain, water falling from the clouds. It does hurt a little. Stings, you know? Ow, ow, it's like 100 needles on your hide. A brave monster likes the feel of nature on its face. Yeah, and a wise monster has enough sense to get in out of the rain. Fine. Sometimes really hard rain like this has been known to get stuck in their monster skin, like little splinters, and then it can hurt for days. Got it. Is that all you got? Jump and howl in the rain. You leap and shout at the sky while ice-cold rain drops pelts your hide. Other monsters watch you from the hiding spots, unable to decide if you're brave or crazy. Leap to the rooftops. Every monster in Omen is watching you now. You leap and clamber onto the roof of your hovel, then spring across to Hamrag's roof. Yay! Suddenly, lightning begins to crackle and dance in the clouds just above you. Jump out of the way. Lightning is faster than any monster, which means it's much faster than you. Your body lights up like a small howling sun as you fall to the ground, but I'm still alive. Yes, you laugh at the pain as everyone applauds your courage. It was foolhardily, but it takes more than that just to hurt a monster. Still nothing. What about this dude? Greed Blitz walks past your stoop. He stops, coughs, and tilts his head, proudly showing off his baseball hat. It makes him look ridiculous. What's baseball? Some human sport involving large wooden bats. It's baseball. That's what that is. It's baseball. I was like, what the heck is baseball? It's something you can see making an appearance in monster culture. Tell him it looks spectacular. It doesn't. You tell him it makes him look like a smarter human. Greenblitz words. No, it's just nice. It's a baseball hat, and stalks away. Cool. Adolescence is fleeting. You've grown beyond youth and become an adult. Let's go. You've been dragged from your bed by your friends and neighbors. Trying to sleep here, fight them. They surround you and hold you down, not urgently until you stop struggling. Okay. The neighbors throw you into the center of a great circle of monsters, all older than you. They whisper to each other, then look at you, then whisper some more. Get on, getting on. The monsters murmur and mutter, spit and snarl, then deciding what best defines you as a monster. Take a nap. We just fall asleep. I'm tired. Someone shakes you awake. They've come to a decision. Yawn and stretch. The ring of monsters shuffles closer to you, forming a tighter circle. Elders loom over you while the smaller adults crouch low. Your surroundings grow shadowy and dark. Wait, what's happening? This is the end of your adolescence. Your body becomes tougher and other grown-up monsters will be more likely to listen when you speak. Okay. The ring of monsters shuffles close to you, forming a tighter circle. Elders, oh yeah, so what do I want from you now? You see concern in some of their faces, but very little respect. So what, does a monster need respect to grow up? You can become an adult without earning any respect, but when the time comes, all too soon, to become an elder, you'll dissolve and pass away without it. Okay. So, assign me a task. Everyone goes silent as you bravely meet every monster's eyes without flinching. Why should I be afraid? Elder Jaggerly jumps out with a roar. He's hungry, huge, hungry, and is about to eat you. Stand fast and face him down! Hey, we got respect finally! Let's fucking go! You wait calmly for Jaggery. He opens his maw wide enough to eat you up in one bite, then gives you a silly little kiss. Everyone cheers. Bask in respect of your bravery. Well, we got respect finally. We're kind and clever, but damn, are we ferocious and brave. Let's go. You're an adult now. You grow stronger over time, but your personality is no longer as mutable as it was when you were young. Onwards to adulthood. I'm just a guy with oven mitts. Should I politic with monsters, or should I explore the whale mist? Chat, I'll leave this to you. Am I politicking or am I exploring? These monsters are all weird, though. Oh, we're gonna do both. Okay. It looks like we're gonna do both. All right, I see a snake. The snake moon is rising in the sky, and it's time to gather snakes for the ritual. Snake moon. Sometimes the full moon has shadows on it, and that's gotta mean something. Monsters celebrate these shadows with snake soup. Okay. I'll just gather snakes. You wander the fields near the well mist. It's easy to catch snakes, but every time you reach for another one, some of them squirm out of your grasp. Most of your snakes are getting away. Not anymore, they're not. Kill the snakes as you catch them. You come to the ritual with 10 snakes draped over your shoulder. There you go. Many other monsters brought live snakes, but they let you put your dead ones into the scaly cauldron. Cool. The monsters gather around the cauldron. Proof Rock scraps 2 sticks together to light a fire. It's going to be a fun night, and there's much rejoicing. As we explore, the scapegoat. Our squirrel hops into a pool of sunlight, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to bury nuts and make something of itself. You drop on it from a branch, grab it, and twist its head off. Delicious decapitation. A young wolf suddenly leaps in front of you, snaps the squirrel out of your claws, and runs off, laughing and barking. Turn the tables on the wolf. I'm sorry, wolf. A second squirrel creeps up and pokes at the discorporated head of the first one. You grab the new squirrel and chew on it, a little thinking. Show everyone an omen, you're smarter than this wolf. What up, Lost Thoughts? How's it going? Thank you for recommending this game, by the way. Would not be playing it without your recommendation. You grab a few more squirrels and pretend to be absolutely furious, stomping and waving your claws in the air. Such good acting. Yes, next you go back to Omen. You hand out squirrels, quietly telling everyone to hold on to them without eating them yet. Hey, you stay right next to the scapegoat's pit. Indeed, the wolf tries her trick again, and yet you dodge. She falls into the pit, where the scapegoat greets her with the twitchy horns and imitating three-eyed glare. Let's fucking go, dude. I got some respect, but I'm ferocious. Back to politicking. Monsters are gathering around the skull pole. They invite you to dance with them. What the fuck is a skull pole? A few monsters die without dissolving themselves in the communal spawning pit. Okay. Other monsters save the heads of the deceased and hang them on the skull pole. The skin and flesh turn to slime, eventually leaving only bone. Okay. Dance! I should read it. So far, it's so pretty good. I like these faces. I look ridiculous, though. I'm gonna be honest. I look like a ridiculous monster. The only problem is you've never done the skull dance, and now everyone is watching you. Begin to dance. You move closer to the skull post. Dance fast! Thrash around and just dance like you don't care. Oh, fuck. I have no honesty, and no one respects me. You look up from a clumsy display to find several of the others hiding their eyes behind their claws and tentacles. The rest of the monsters walk away without dancing. Damn, I ruined their lives. You find a red hood and a basket in the middle of the forest path. A human house is nearby. Funny, you never noticed it before. There's a white picket fence up front. Let's circle the pretty house. There's a great deal of blood in the yard, along with a half-dead wolf coughing weakly. We're gonna kill the wolf. You pin the wolf down and coughs weakly, then it dies. We take it home and eat it. You haul the strangely heavy carcass back home. An elder points out a sewn-up gash down the wolf's belly and says it was good work. Take credit for the woodcutter's surgical precision. The elder is impressed. You open the gash and find stones inside the bowl. How odd. We're such an asshole. We're such an asshole. Angry. It's the screamalong sing-along. Everyone's screaming. Loudest monster wins. Scream! Sing! Scream sing! You're totally going to break some windows and eardrums. But why are all these monsterlings here? Your singing has been known to hurt their little ears. Pre-smash the village windows. What up, Sparks? Oh man, I don't know what I want to do. I want respect though. No, I gotta win. You sing about loss and secret love in a plate with no pancakes on it. No pancakes? Monsters. Your song is sad and strong, but the other monsters sense that you're holding back. The monsterlings, on the other hand, are terrified. Cut loose at full power. Fucking scream. The monsterlings flee as your song shatters windows and causes clouds to break apart in the sky. The other monsters carry you around, Portland Square on their shoulders and humps, proclaiming you're the musical hero, though you see monsterlings cowering at the bird cave, clutching at their ear holes. Wild chickens are back in season, as delicious as they are mean. They're loose within the whale mist, and the monsters are all hunting them down. Get out there and hunt those wild chickens. Deep in the woods, you're looking for chicken scratch when you literally stumble over a hen guarding a cluster of chicks. The hen clucks and caws at you. Oh shit, we're gonna eat little chickens? We're gonna eat little chicks? Oh, Sparks, cover your eyes. We're an angry monster. We're a bad monster. Uh-oh. This is bad. Well, we're fighting them. Through the clucking makes your blood turn cold. You seize a great hen and fight until you're both a mess of feathers and blood, but victory is savory. Delicious. Nash Nash cheers so hard that 2 chickens she hasn't killed yet escape her grasp. Fuck yeah. You show your newest collection of human artifacts to your neighbors. They seem suitably impressed and listen in. Say some more. The truth is, you just found them in the woods, but everyone seems so interested, it wouldn't be a shame to let them down. Monsters do love a story, so you could stretch the truth. Lie big! You spin a web of clever lies, describing how you took the artifacts right out of the hands of a human and tripped them with a stick, and they fell into a stream and once washed away. How did they react? Everyone applauds, believing you completely. People better respect me, I'm a great monster. Roar! You're following a deer in the forest when the trail comes to an abrupt end just in front of a cave entrance. The hoof prints look strange, like the deer doubled back, walking backwards in his own tracks. It's a trap! Okay, so what do you do about it, smart monster? Clearly you should fight the trap. You charge into the cave, claws bared, and find Hamrag taking a nap inside. Your attack is so ferocious that he wakes up screaming, "Hey, you've grown stronger," he says. That's right, Hamrag, you can't defeat me. Running. The fast sloth is tearing roofs off hovels. Elders and larger adults charge at it, but it beats them back with its deceptively slow arms. The fast sloth? That is an oxymoron if I have ever heard of it. We're gonna try to fight it. The sloth hardly seems to move, but it slaps you with a set of claws as big as your entire body. When you wake, the sloth is gone. Whoa, it really is fast and big. Other monsters also recovering from the fight. Thank you for helping. Bear. You and Nash Nash encounter the Proud Bear. This is an honor and a problem. The Proud Bear has killed monsters, something rare in the animal kingdom. He stares at you. Consider the bear. The bear is so potent that it deserves capital letters when bear being referred to. He shines from within, radiating a light invisible to the eye but plain to the heart. Formulate a plan of attack. The bear seems to read your smallest motion as though you have shouted your intentions. He stands on his hind legs and gives you a bow. I'm attacking alone. You leap, making every blow the best you've thrown. The Proud Bear counters them all, generally trying to end you, until he stops. Suddenly he's lying there before you, helpless. We're shredding you to pieces. You burrow halfway to the bear's great chest cavity, then burst forth, leaving nothing but limbs, ribs, and the head. Nash Nash jumps up and down, punching the air and laughing. We didn't get any respect for that? No one respects me. I'm so upset. Chicken. Gobclaws and you are arguing about what to have for lunch. She got the pick last time. Suddenly your favorite food flies down from the sky and perches within arm's reach. The magpie chirps. Have either of you seen cornfield around here? Your stomach growls. Scream and flee. Why was that bird talking? Burp. Fantastic amuse-bouche. Sadly, it wasn't much. You and Gobclaw still have to figure out what to have for lunch. Don't worry. You come upon a scene of hundreds of frogs, all gathered on a stream bank. They're ribbiting back and forth in what was clearly a debate of some kind, watched by a stork. Rawr, the stork is mine! Ignoring the amphibian debate, you see the stork invited to its feathery body. By the time you've left, all the frogs have settled around the log. Mention the strange event back in town. One of the elder monsters nods sagely. You just selected their new king for them. Nicely done. What the fuck am I doing? Our friends. Ballfog and Gritmitten are arguing in the streets over a cat. They both want kitty croquettes for lunch. Sounds yummy, so what's the problem? Ballfog says he caught the cat, but Gritmitten says it was in his larder before he got out. Both monsters turn to you as a neutral party to decide. Finders eaters. Clearly the cat is Ballfog's. Later, Ballfog offers you and Gritmitten the whiskers drippings. By the way, thanks to you, an apology to Gritmitten. Thanks. Speaking of food, laughter. A flock of geese are in the square. No honk. One can talk, honk. Above the din, honk. Nash Nash screams. Last one to drive them away is the loser, and she's on that human scooter she found. Just grab the scooter for myself. You push Nash Nash off her scooter and plow into the geese. Your victory is short-lived as Nash Nash and the geese take turns pecking and slapping your face. Someday you're a lot fiercer. You're growing old, my friend. Your body is very soft, and you drip slime everywhere you go. It's getting hard to leave your hovel. Oh, shit. We need to see the spine doctor. The doctor tells you that your time is almost up. You'll soon reach the end of adulthood, and you will either ascend to elder status or dissolve into slime. What happens to monsters who dissolve? Their bodies melt into the spawning vat, where their memories will nourish the minds of new generations of morsels. What happens to monsters who ascend? Those who manage to ascend become elders and live on to steer the fate of monsterkind. Can the doctor do something to stop the process? The spine doctor says there is a treatment that might prevent you from dissolution. What's the treatment? The doctor says the treatment involves an extract taken from the tentacle ferns that grow in the whale mist. Forget it, I'll face this head on. Return to your hovel. The doctor bids you good luck as you depart. It's about that time, guys. We're about to die. A group of elders is waiting at the door of your hovel. They've seen your drippings. They know it's time for you to dissolve or ascend. Go with them to dissolve or become an elder. The elders of Omen surround you at the spawning vat. They built a fire beneath a small cauldron. Your body is squishy and damp. We examine the cauldron. The rusty iron cauldron smells like electrical fluid and herbs from the whale mist. It's empty now, but soon it will hold blood and slime from many monsters. Oh man, we can either dissolve or be tested. I don't think being tested is a good idea, though. I don't think we have enough respect to be tested. And if we try to run, we're gonna die. Straight up, we'll die. What do you guys think? Look, my brain's saying dissolve. Because I don't think we have enough respect to be elder, and I don't think we should. I think dissolve is the best option. Because otherwise we just die regardless. Yeah, dissolve. You wade into the spawning vat. It's cool and green, and you feel the aches and pains of your body melting away along with your body. Quiver. Your hide is absorbed by the surrounding slime. Tiny morsels swim closer to the new source of nourishment. We melt. Ah, relief. Your last thoughts begin to form even as your brain disintegrates. Remember the words and ideas that were dealt to me. As your body unravels in slime you dream of. Oh shit. Body's gone. Do you dream of kindness? I picked the wrong one. Sorry. That was weird. That was so strange. Oh man, dissolve, quiver, melt, Remember the actions. Because I was standing unafraid against frightening enemies. I was brave. Your great heart bleeds out into the rest of the slime. Monsterlings will be taught to imitate your deeds. Your legacy will live on. We have dissolved into bravery. We got a little thing. You were at your bravest when you dissolved into the vat. Your courage and determination will be an inspiration for future monsters. Here's the thing. Can I glitch it? Let me see if I can glitch it to where it will let me do Dude, I can do ferocity too. Dude, I could cheat this. We're cheating the system. Let's do all the choices. I have cheated the system. Aha! Ferocity. Oh, we have no mouth, but your smile is still as savage as any ever seen. It is a great appearance of monsters. There we go. Your life is filled with blood and struggle. Ferocity has always been the first resource of a monster, and so it was with you. We could do all the choices now. I'm so excited. Spine Doctor, I'm ready. Let's see if we could be an elder. A masked elder comes forward. She says it's time to decide. All the elders growl and snarl. Watch. The masked elder claws herself. 3 drops of liquid splatter against the hot bottom of the empty cauldron. Thick vapor rises in the air. Is that blood or slime? You can't be sure. It depends on how much she respects you. Go on. Masked elder asks, who has already decided the fate of this monster? Wait. A few of the elders approach the cauldron to add fluid to the collection. The liquid begins to bubble. The masked elder has placed 5 flat stones in the ground before you. She says, choose one. Chance will guide your claw. Look at the stones. Each stone is stained with old blood and polished by the touch of many a paw. You can't tell one stone from the other. Pick a stone that looks good. I double-clicked. I don't know what happened. Too bad, we're going fast. Return to a hovel and prepare. I clicked the second. No, fuck it. I want to ascend, damn it. Spine Doctor. Do this. Become an elder. Yeah, for some reason I clicked the wrong thing. Listen. Wait. Pick a stone that looks good. The other side of the stone is etched with a crude glyph. It shows a monster frowning in concentration. The masked elder says, we will test your cleverness. Be tested. The masked elder emits a series of musical whistles and clicks that performs a complex dance. You've never seen these steps before. She says, now you do it. Left your way through it. Are you sure? The masked elder seems to know what she is doing. Make them believe you more than their own memories. You perform a dance that's quite similar to the real one. Each time you do something wrong, you continue on with an intent look on your face. You fooled them. Look at them in certain faces. Some of the monsters howl their approval and step forward, adding more fluids to the iron cauldron. Choose the next stone. The other side of the stone is etched with a crude glyph. It says 2 monsters fighting. The masked elder says, we will test your ferocity. 2 large monsters seize you from behind. They growl and try to pull you apart. You flick your claws out and squirm around your face your attackers. The blood-curdling shriek, you give each one a face full of slices. They deserve the scars. Some of the monsters howl their approval and step forward, adding more fluids to the iron cauldron. Charge of the cauldron. You hold the cauldron, which contains tenuous infusion. It's heavy. Or pretentious. Look at the cauldron. It's quite full, and there's far more blood in there than slime. You drink the bubbling concoction, then belch and howl. Your body solidifies almost instantly. You're an elder now. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Ascended first time. I'm now an elder. You're now an elder. You're welcome to Zank, the oldest of the monster towns. In this stage of life, if you play your cards right, you'll be able to affect both the ways monsters view humans and vice versa. Use your powers of persuasion wisely. This will show how well humans think of monsters. When the inevitable conflict comes, this will dictate how humans will act. Let's see how monsters think. Okay. So somehow we already ascended in our first run. I feel like that's very unlikely. Oh, Boston. Interesting. Sorry, I'm hungry. I'm trying to think of like what I want to do. I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. Cadillo Aslet, electrical genius, holds his abacus, turning the rocks for you and the other elders to see. The calculations don't lie. All humans find out about monsters in 2 months. These figures are rock solid. Literally, we should prepare new hiding places. I'm going to challenge it. You raise one claw and clear your throat. They've known about us forever, though. They tell stories of us to their children every generation. You attempted to argue that if it never has happened, it won't happen now, but Cadillo yells something about post-helicopter hawk. What are you talking about? The consistency of your argument is poor, Cadillo subjects you with the elders to a description of his calculations. Debate follows concerning the best way to hide from humans. No, we need to not fear them. Hey, what up, Zero? How's it going? I'm doing good. How about you? My monster was super passive. Maybe. I just thought it would be funny to be ferocious right from the get-go. I thought it would be hilarious. You see bolts of lightning hit a strange rod on the roof and investigate. From inside the house, you hear someone shout, "Live! Live!" followed by maniacal laughter. What's going on? You listen at the window and hear a maniacal rant. This human is building a creature out of other humans, dead humans. That sounds familiar. Stop the human from making the creature. His plan's bad for the humans who live here, and they will make things hard on your fellow monsters, most likely. You set your mind to stopping him, but how? Walk in and stop him, no matter what the danger. You knock on the door and the human answers. He brandishes a knife. Go for the creature quickly. You move fast, climbing the creature on the table like you were scaling a mountain. You pull out the hair, but it won't budge, so you bite off the monster's neck bolts. Great, get out of there. As you flee, you hear the sound of a head bouncing to the floor, and the human cries out. Keep going. The human chases you, shouting that you have ruined his creature. Other humans coming the other way, carrying the unusual toys to the pitforks, hear this and cheer. Humans view monsters. One of them yells, "Good work, monster," as they close in on your pursuer. What? The humans like me? I didn't want that. Oh, Carmen must be the human area. Got it. You decide to check out Carmen Carnival, Mupsy recently mentioned. Following her map, you take lefts and rights and straight-ons until you look up and... Uh-oh. Humans everywhere! What's that noise and smell? And that over there? Or that? Looks like an organ grinder. Monkey poop and mobs of human children. And a tiger. Wait, a tiger? The tiger is running through the crowd, right through the middle. Actually, that's because the crowd is scattering away from the tiger. Are humans afraid of tigers? Come to think of it, humans aren't scared of tigers and usually keep them in cages, don't they? I'm sorry. We must fight the tiger before it gets away. The tiger crouches, ready to spring on a pair of cowering humans, but you leap behind it and step on its tail. Now that you have its attention, take it on. You and the tiger will circle each other. You push a human girl out of the tiger's reach as you move, not really thinking about it. Attack! I'm sorry, tiger, if you're here. You and the tiger tumble up and down the street, breaking windows and knocking over food carts. You're covered with claw marks, but the outcome was never really in doubt. It's dead! The humans cheer as you walk away from a very dead tiger. Being surrounded by humans is not your idea of fun, so you leave after a quick wave. You're in a secluded hiding place near the park. Suddenly, you see a human grab her stomach and fall over. Is she playing a joke? Not unless it's on herself. There's no one else around. Sickness is often the same in monsters and humans. Just watch. The human coughs once and lies perfectly still. After a long while, a white truck comes and the EMTs climb out. EMTs. They shake their heads and load her into the truck. We just watched her die. Okay, cool. You watch as an elderly human tries to fix his house. He looks up at the leak and roof with a sigh as it starts to rain and goes inside. How bad's the leak? Looks like a trickle of water will get into the attic for the storm. It might do some damage to the human's house. He also left his tools out. Brave the rain and danger to prepare the roof. Success! The humans hear hammering above. He emerges just as you leap away. The repair is finished. The humans like us! Oh, we're doing great. I thought the monsters were about to like us, but too bad. Humans aren't now. Smoke? Glow? Oh shit, who's been infected with the glow? Chat, who got the glow? That's why I use protection. The human house is on fire. There's one small human child outside, and is that a human baby inside? Where are the fire humans with those big red engines? You can hear their engine howling, but it probably won't get here before the house collapses. We need to take action. The little human skin is burned, and it howls a regular by the second. The heat is so fierce, it's already starting to hurt you. But too bad, we're brave as fuck. Muster the courage to get the baby out of the house. You crash into the building and duck as a gout of flame rushes at your face. Ow! Keep at it. Success! You slash with your claws and make a path. The house collapses one wall at a time, but when it's done, you're holding a live human baby. Get out of there. You both tumble out of the building in a cloud of smoke. Several humans come up and wrap you in both the wet blankets, thanking you. My job here is done. You slip away as the crowd gets bigger and bigger. You don't see the baby, but you're sure it's in good hands. All right, it's 72. We're getting close. 28 left to go. You're across the street from a coffee shop. The human coffee they're drinking smells weak, even by human standards. How strong should it be? In Omen Town, the monsters boil a terrible black brew, so potent it must be stirred with stones and bones. Every monster knows what real coffee is. Okay. So, do you want to help them out? Rush over there and fix the problem. Humans don't deserve coffee! Ruin it. As you step into the street, there comes a horrible honk honk and a screech, and 3 swift-moving metal masses just miss your sorry body. Go, monster, go! Success! You dodge, swallowing your fear, and spring through a gap in the wall of danger. In the shop, you crack a whole bag of beans in your mouth and funnel them into the human machine. Ah, bubble bubble, coffee doubled. A human wanders over to the pot and helps himself. He takes a sip and starts choking. It's working! By the time he catches his breath, he looks at the mug in his hand with a new appreciation. Your work here is done. Sneak away. His expanded pupils let him see you leave the shop, and he raises his mug in salute. I think I just caused that guy to fucking, like, just lose it. Jesus. All right, 10% left. What is this place? You're in a dark, dank, woody room that smells like old jaggery. Mosey on in. Humans sit at a long counter and drink what looks like foamy cider. They seem sad and a little confused. A drinking place. It's bar. After a bit, you see that there's a stool open, so you climb up and plop down onto it. One of the humans starts muttering about his problems. Can the human see what I am? He doesn't appear to have noticed you yet. Or maybe he just doesn't care? It sure is dark, though. But look at that salute. Strike a conversation. My wife just took my jellyfish and my dog and just ran away. He goes on and on about what sounds like a pretty awful situation. Well, I'm not kind nor honest, so honesty? You can understand the problems he describes just well enough to see that he's causing them himself. Tell him so. You tell him so, and he growls a curse at you. Some help you are, friends, stupid monsters. Oh, okay. We got 3 left for it. An older human and many children sit in rows in a hot, echoing room. The older human drones on, while the children look at everything but him. The windows, the clock, even your hiding spot. What is the older human saying? He's telling him about lifology. You know about that, but judging by his expression, he doesn't seem to find it very interesting himself. Step in and show him how to teach! Let's fucking teach, dude! You burst into the classroom and everyone stops to stare at you. For one precious moment, no one does anything. Tell him about the workings of living things. You begin your lecture, smoothly explaining how the heart pumps blood and just how many miles of veins and arteries they have in their bodies. The whole class listens, fascinated. Go on. But you run out of things to say before the class is over and begin to repeat yourself. Eventually you shrug and walk away, regretting your decision. Oh shit, dude, we're not doing too good. You're walking down an alley with a new paintbrush, almost new, fresh from the garbage, when suddenly it's there, a human! A human? Its face is red and angry, it's coming right at you! Stop, drop, and roll! That just confused him, and also you a little. Okay. Angry humans are bad news. The human growls in a deep voice. You came to the wrong neighborhood, monster. I'll teach you a lesson good and proper. Square off and stand my ground. You puff up your body and stay where you are. The human lurches close to you, but doesn't attack yet. They'll fear me if I attack him, so I'm gonna stand my ground. The human waits, you keep standing still, and it notices your paintbrush. Monsters don't paint, do they? Tell them you're quite good at it. We maxed out our friendship with humans! Let's go! You brandish the brush with a flourish and indicate that you know how to use it. The human wanders off, shaking his head. Damnedest thing. They're so happy with us! Humans love monsters! Blitztree proposes a new plan to keep an eye on the humans. What is it? We'll take over an abandoned house of Carmen, keep someone in there at all times, and take steps to notice on everything they do. Interesting idea. Several other elders seem to like the idea very much. They argue about where to establish their spy houses, though. Carmen has many empty buildings. What should we use? Suggest somewhere humans will look bad. You encourage the plan, emphasizing the danger every human presents. An expedition moves out right away, settling in the little house next to a cat boiling pots. They'll boil us too. The sounds and smells echo in their dreams, but the spies are too afraid to interfere. The other elders are even more afraid now. We want to be even more scary. The spine doctor looks up with her from her current patient. She was working a human knife free of a young monster's ribs. Humans are dangerous. Show them humans are unstoppable. Grab the knife and give the doctor a little stab. Hey, you are a no-nonsense monster. You point out that if a human had done that, the doctor would be dead. Wriggle the knife in the wound for emphasis. Gobclaws takes the knife away and snaps it with her pincers. The doctor begins to clean and bandage the wound. Everyone agrees that humans are bad news. Guess they got the point. You and some other elders are conversing when Vrock walks up, proudly holding a toaster. Funny, you have a toaster just like that. Wait a minute, that dent, it's your toaster! Hey! Vrock crows, look what I found at the bus stop. We can take whatever we want from humans. Show how a human could just take it back. Yeah. What? You grab the toaster and whack him with it. He runs off whimpering. Other monsters agree that simply taking... Wait. I didn't want that. No! No! I can't allow that! Not allowed! Wait, why is there a feather now? My toaster. Your fellow elders debate. Are humans more dangerous now? Is it time to reveal ourselves? Rise to take your turn. There grows still. A bird stops singing. The silence is reverential. You turn and see the oldest monster sitting on a hovel roof, dwarfing it. It's watching you. Irk. The oldest monster tilts its huge head and raises one of its 3 scarily eyebrows. Admit it, humans are the biggest threat to monsterkind. The oldest monster tilts its head the other way, intrigued. It then turns and leaves, jumping down from the hovel roof with a ground-shaking crash. What does the crowd think? They're impressed that you said something like that in front of the oldest monster. So are we afraid or do we hate monsters? Oh shit, they want them all dead. Politic. Mupsy Moral outlines a plan for defense against the humans. Fruitcake, I've seen it, friends. Every year, the humans offer it to each other, but nobody wants it. She can't possibly think, but fruitcake is a weapon. Oh, she does. Mupsy goes on. If they fear it so, it must be a weapon, perhaps a deadly poison, one we can steal and turn against the humans if we need to. Yes, let's anger the humans by stealing their little cakes. With your support, Mupsy is able to organize a sneaky squad of elders to go steal fruitcakes till next time they're in season. You carefully avoid volunteering for the foolish errand. That'll stir about little. This is bad. So right now, humans love us, but monsters hate humans. Oh, what did I just do? What did I just do? Oh no, dude. Like, this might go bad. As you walk through Portland Square, you think in the past you've lived a good life, but the one thing you were able to gain was phenomenal respect among your peers. Who cares? It saddens the more progressive elements of monster society, but the truth is this. Too many monsters violently fear and loathe humans than like and admire them. Meanwhile, humans who once hated old monsterkind have come to understand that monsters aren't terrible, evil things. Rumor has it thinks that humans think pretty well of you. Okay. Shattering a reverie, a terrible commotion erupts. Elders and younger monsters alike are milling about in a great mob. What is it? Blots drops from a nearby roof. Humans are coming this way. What? The jaguar roars and smashes a rock with his fist. Filthy humans, now they've gone and done it. They have? Voices began to rise up from the monstrous mob. They're coming. Kill them. No, run and hide. What will we do? You better do something about this. Do something about this. You speak a few calm sentences, but nobody listens. You raise your voices, but they still ignore you. The community doesn't respect you enough to listen. Well, gosh. The monsters of Omen run as fast as they can to head off to the human advance. None of them cares that the humans are here to make peace. Join in them and watch the carnage. The monsters fall upon the humans in a great disorganized wave. The humans are startled at first, but quickly draw their knives and start stabbing. No monster is a match for a knife in the hand of a human. War, all monsters dead. Oh god! They all died. Oh, I got all the monsters killed. Whoops. Your fellow monsters might whine and howl at the injustice of their loss, but they are all dead. They must be the wind or ghosts. Is there anything else we could do with this run? Let's see what happens if we hide. Let's see if that does something. Yeah, I mean, true, they get to keep our saucers. If they won't listen, go hide somewhere. Oh no, I just get in anyway. Alright, that's it. Every monster from Moment and Zank is dead. The humans will keep moving west and kill every monster that remains in the wilderness. Except you. You can hide until they find you. Damn! Holy shit, dude. We just got fucking demolished. The humans are like, we love you! Killed every monster in a 5-mile radius. Turns out that's all the monsters exist. We stand toasters, true. So we got 3 endings, though. Alright, what do you guys think? Should we do one more run and see what we can do? Hell yeah. I think we got time for one more run before we switch. So why don't we do a nice run? Why don't we do that? Let's be kind and honest. I think that's what we should do. Alright, so we've already seen this. I guess this is probably the same thing as before. Yeah, we went for being evil. Let's be nice. So I'm just gonna click through these because we've seen this before. The chilling season. Just float here a little longer. You close your eyes and breathe for a while. You are at peace. As long as you live, you will always remember this one moment of perfect, transcendent calm. Abandon the world within and engage the world beyond. You open your eye again and smile with a new formed mouth. There are many other morsels here. Perhaps they'll be your friends, okay? Another morsel swims towards you. It opens its mouth to show a small set of sharp teeth. It bites you. Aye! Swim away from the toothy morsel. You kick with new legs and paddle with new arms, squeak with a new mouth, and cry tears of slime from your glistening eye. The aggressor is left in your wake. It turns and latches onto another morsel. Lured the attacker away from the new victim. You squeak and splash the violent morsel until it turns away from its prey. It swims at you. Lead away from everyone to escape. It'll be clever. Why not? It's a trap? We can do this. It's fine. You keep squeaking as you swim just slowly enough that the other morsel will continue to pursue. It's getting tired. Time to go. As the violent morsel slows to a stop, you speed up. You leave it in an empty part of the spawning vat where it has nobody to bite. Later, hater. Splash, flutter, squeak. Another morsel is too weak to swim properly. It's sinking toward the bottom of the spawning vat. Oh no, that's terrible! You feel a deep sense of injustice at the small morsel's impending demise. If only you could do something about it. Do something about it! You swim to the morsel, determined to act. Get under the morsel and push it up. As you push up, the morsel's dead weight forces you down. Your legs come to rest against the bottom of the spawning vat, where they begin to squish. Keep pushing! You're not giving up! Your feet are breaking up among the solid clumps in the floor of the vat. I'm still not giving up! Your legs are gone now, but you stretch your arms and body, changing your slimy shape to hold the other morsel up to the surface of the slime. Morsel out of danger? Yes. Don't grieve, it's logical. The needs of any monster are as important. Your body dissolves as you push up one last time. The other morsel breaks apart, as any other. The two dissolving morsels reach for each other. They come together into a single mass, a new morsel. You two are, and always will be, one. You have grown too big for the spawning vat. You must move on to the next stage of life. No, I don't want to grow up! Okay. Got any advice? Yeah. I still have legs! Alright. Let's do this. Angry! Hamrag, an adult monster, sleeps in a big pile of monsterlings. Everyone is comfortable. Comfy! Blot, skittling, exhalation in all four of Hamrag's nostrils. Hamrag's eyes shoot open as he starts to choke. Blot shushes you with a threatening scowl. Gotta help Hamrag! You jump on Hamrag's head and knock some of the lichen loose. He squeals and gasps and remembers that he can breathe through his mouth. Crisis averted. Hamrag glowers down past his jowls, scowling as though you hadn't saved him. He roars and demands to know who plugged up his nose. Do I tell the truth or cover? That's bravery. I think we just tell the truth. Blotz did it. Hamrag thanks you, grabs Blotz and sits on him. All of Blotz's breath whooshes out and then he can't inhale again. Hamrag stays there for a good long while. He just suffocated that baby. It's kind of fucked up, dude. Drumming. You follow a thudding noise and find Sickle and Lapper hitting animal skulls with sticks. Nash Nash stands to one side, judging their performance. Join the contest as a musician. What, bravery? I don't want bravery. Nash Nash walks this way and that, watching as you take your position behind the skull of a bear. You think she's looking for weakness. Play with care and skill. You find a good rhythm and drum away. Nash Nash starts derisively, but Sickle and Lapper seem impressed. Keep going no matter what Nash Nash thinks. You feel as though light is exploding inside your head. This is music! Real music! Lapper and Sickle imitate you, falling into the same rhythm. That's it, yeah, now sing along with your own drumming. For just a moment, you thought there were some more monsters watching. There is that side passage, but when you look up, they're gone. Nash Nash stops grumbling. Nash Nash looks frightened. She walks away, obviously trying not to run. Sickle Lapper stop drumming. Time to go! The whole way back to the bread cave, you keep thinking you hear footsteps and whispering voices, but you never see who's making a sound. Whoa. You're not sure who that was, but you bet they'll remember your musical skills in the future. Cool. Alright. So that's the knife one. We've done a few of these. Let's do the cup. Big old Hamrag comes to the cave with a box full of metal cans. Oh, we've done this before. It's the drink or douse day. These cans are full of what humans call soda pop. Bubbly liquid sugar, you bet, but they also like to see who can chug the most or endure the most exploding metal cans at once. Drink, show everyone your belly can hold the most soda pop. You drink a can of soda pop, refreshing. Keep drinking. You drink another can of soda pop. Whoa, those bubbles are building up in your belly. Keep drinking. The third can of soda pop is tricky to chug, but chug you do. This one isn't sweet, but still full of bubbles, and so are you. What's the worst that can happen? Keep drinking! Little bubbles are exploding inside of you. Gas is leaking from your hide with little squeaks and your belly is swelling. You don't have room for more soda pop. Jump up and down, shake things up, make some more room in there. Hamrag and all the monsterlings stare at you as you jump up and down. You feel all the bubbles merge into one huge bubble that's too big to contain within you. Get away from everyone so the kindness increases. You stumble out of the cave and find yourself face to face with the scapegoat. The what? No time for that. What's a scapegoat? We don't have time for this. Run and hide quick. You run into some monster's front yard and release the gas. Woo, so did that win the contest? Sorry, but leaving the cave before for the competition. You would have won otherwise. Robbed! Robbed, I say! A tiny cat scampers into the cave, followed by a worried Mupsy Moral. The cat leaps and climbs, coming to rest on the high ledge. Watch. The little cat sits on the high ledge, licking one paw and staring down at Mupsy Moral. Mupsy stares back at the cat. Is Mupsy writing a story about the cat? She might be. She doesn't look hungry. Regardless, the little cat seems upset that it wasn't consulted in the matter. All for some lichens and mushrooms, said the kitty. You stand at the bottom of the cave, holding the pawfuls of fungus and tropic hybrids. The cat ignores you. Let's try some other food. You dig out a dead rabbit you were saving for later. It's still quite fresh, and the cat comes running to take a bite. Jackpot, or Jack-cat, or something. You stand before Mupsy Moral, holding the little cat. She says, "Oh, thank you." Give Mupsy the cat. Eat the cat. Give Mupsy the cat. Eat it. I'll just give it to you. Mupsy says, "Well done, little one. I'm going to put a note about this in the next issue. You'll be famous." I'm firming up my personality, don't worry. You stumble on a rock and find a patch of purple lichen behind it. Your exclamation of delight draws Mark and Gobclaws over, but there's not really enough to share. What's so special about it? Monsterlings mostly eat at night, mostly. And when you eat lichen, mostly. The big lichen probably is familiar, but plain and boring. This is different. Let's tell them how to find some. You tell them to follow little damp trails left by little damp snails. They eat the lichen too, you explain. Smark and Gobclaws both grin. You eat the lichen. Delicious. Okay, so far we're doing alright. I don't know what else I should do. Chat, your guys' turn. Choose one of the 6 remaining. First one I see. We choose. Actually, King Cheese is already chosen pretty much almost every time except for Tiger's one, so anyone but King Cheese. Spark says Wolf 2. Perfect. Suddenly a fox runs into the cave and yips, looks over its shoulder and runs behind a big rock. Is that snarling and growling outside as well? Judging by the commotion, yes, there's a pack of wolves in hot pursuit. They seem reluctant to come into a cave full of monsters, even little ones like you. Let's get all the monsterlings to make the noise. Monsterling laughter can be disturbing if you're not ready for it. The wolves soon run off, fearful of their lives. Stupid wolves. The fox crouches on the cave floor, clearly terrified. Let's talk to it. This one doesn't seem to be a talking fox, just a fox. Okay. Let's leave the fox alone. The fox turns from place to place within the cave, keeping out of reach of any monsterling who shows interest. Look at that bushy little tail. Look at that cute little nose. It's a fox. It's like Foxy. Sorry. Eventually, when it's sure the coast is clear, the fox leaves the cave. You swear it winks at you as it goes. Maybe it was secretly a talking fox. Who could understand such things? It's all good. Lost, you can choose the next one. All right. After this, we'll do it once we're in adolescence. Let's do the bear paw. You and Nash Dash spot Blistry and Spark playing a game. Nash Dash says, I got an idea. Or Blistry and Snork. Blistry thinks she knows everything. Spark never talks, but he can climb like he's half lizard and half spider. They're close friends. Okay. What's Nash Dash's idea? Nash Dash says, look at the mushrooms all over the place. I hear they're tasty. They won't miss a few if we take them. No way, I'm not a thief. Nash Dash hisses, gutless slime. Smack and Blistry look up at the noise and return to their game. Walk away from Nash Dash. We're just walking away. You spare Nash Dash a lecture this time. She hoots at you retreating back, clearly failing to appreciate the favor. Alright. We are now growing up. Elder Marinus calls the oldest munchlings together to group. You're one of the oldest ones now, so you should join them. She looks grave. Let's go with Elder Marinus. Oh, so this is back at the tunnels. Okay. We're not brave. Ryder pushes you into the sleep of your tail. Playfully swipe at her tail with your claws as you fall. You fall, we fall some more. They're still falling. Everyone's still falling. It's still fog. There's clouds. Try to cushion the fall for another monsterling. Oof, you don't see who you helped. Whoever it is rolls away into the thick fog without a word. Gratitude is not important. You've joined some of the monsterlings at the edge of the mist. There are more passages out of here that you can count. Some monsterlings begin to panic, while others look determined. I should take the charge. The other monsterlings watch you curiously. Help everyone work together. You lead the other monsterlings in a rousing song. Putting aside their trepidation, they advance into twisting passages. Soon they've all convened in a cave full of even thicker mist. We can't see anybody! Now there's ghosts! We're not that brave! Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's scary. Your answer echoes back to you, louder and louder. You crouch down, try to hide from the noise, and fall unconscious. We go to sleep! Wow, everything is way more even than I thought it was gonna be. Like, ferocity and bravery are both the lowest. We still have no respect, but at least we got the others pretty high up. Alright, so we're in the hovel now. Let's go start living out. What the f... This one's even better than the last one. Last one had oven mitts and stood on a rock. Now we're just a puffy dude with bird legs. What the? You're a Teletubby? I don't think we're a Teletubby. into the big bad world. All right, Lost. I'll give this to you because once again, shouts to Lost for recommending this game. Which one of these would you want me to choose? Why is there a Windows screensaver? It's a mosquito. Yeah, Lost is a little bit behind, so. Landscape. So this one. Elder Jaggery grabs your claw and drags you out of town. I need you to scare a pig for me, he says. Here we go again. Jaggery sniffs the air and says, never mind, there it goes. He gallops away, leaving you alone in the grassy meadow. Let's explore a bit. As you poke around the bushes, a ball rolls through them and comes to rest at your feet. Oh, that's a human thing, better run away. You run home to Omen with a new story to tell about how you almost met a human. The other monsters agree, but best not to mess with it. Regular shoes? True. You're not wrong, Tiger. Let's sing. Gobclaws has found a human artifact, a black circle. She shows it to you very carefully. Look at his grooves on it. Try to suss out its purpose. You hold up the black circle, looking at it, tapping it with your claws, and tasting it with your tongue. Gobclaw says, I already tried that. I think it's a human weapon. Get rid of it. Nearby monster's not in agreement with your theory. An elder comes to take the dangerous object away before it can hurt someone. Gobclaw sniffs. Apologize to Gobclaws. Gobclaws wipes a tear from her eye. Thanks, she says. You're probably right. I think it was coal. I actually think it was coal that we just picked up. What's this one? Oh, it's this one about the electrical shocks. We'll help him out. Better play it safe. We can take it slow because of kindness. He'll patch the power line before much more electrical fluid leaks out. It's not easy, but you manage to avoid getting any of the fluid on yourself. Yeah, we're not taking damage this time. What's this? Blotz waddles over to you. I'm all out of snacks. Got any spared? Regard Blotz for a moment. Blotz is tiny. In the bright light, one could easily mistake him for a squirrel. His neck is especially flexible from looking over his shoulder so much. He's Dash Dash's best friend, which means she constantly attacks him. I'll give you a snack. Blotz grins. That's great. Thanks so much. He waddles away, munching on a bit of a beetle. Okay. Explosion. You, Nash Dash, and the scapegoat are having an impromptu picnic in the street. The fresh moss you dunk in your tea is delicious. Some birds twittering and chirping in a friendly way circle and land among the crumbs. Okay. The birds start pecking at the crumbs, but then they start hopping onto you and pecking at you too. You have crumbs on you and they want them right now. Yeah, let's ignore the birds. They're harmless. They're annoying, but they're better than ants. Those things get in the monster's pelt and itch like mad. Yeah, I don't want to lose like kindness or anything, so. What's this rock? Oh yeah, it's squeak thud, squeak thud, squeak thud. You follow the odd sound until you find Gobclaw. She's dragging a dusty broken wagon back home. Looks like hard work. Ask her what's in the wagon. The wagon's full of more wagon pieces. I might be able to put it back together. Can you help me? From her lip, you gather she has a busted leg at the moment. Well, you flex your claws, still not fully healed from a recent fight. You could hurt yourself if you help her. Let's help her pull it out. It's easier to move with both of you helping. Gobclaws thanks you, and the two of you enlist the scapegoat to help even more. Fantastic. The goat is strong enough to give you a wagon ride once the wheels are on, and he does. Sweet. Mosquito. After the rain, the last puddles linger. Looking into one, you see hundreds of tiny wriggling bugs. Splash in the puddle! You leap and spin, dance and hop. Whirl and stomp, stumble and splash. The puddle is scattered in all directions. The bugs are dead, but who cares? They're just bugs after all. Aw, poor bugs. The fight. Today's a holiday. Poke the Bear Day. Monsters have been planning pranks for days. You all head out to the bear caves. Poke the Bear Day? What's that? It's a day where the elders take the young monsterlings to show their ferocity by taunting and bothering an especially big, strong pack of talking bears. Let's do it! You join the crowd of monsters, shuffling, walking, skipping, and scuttling through the woods. Soon you reach the caves, the bears are already outside, waiting and watching. Confuse the bear with the got your nose routine. The bear grabs his nose in surprise. He growls, I can still feel my snout. He then bares his claws, which are bigger and sharper than yours. We tickle his belly. The bear laughs at you tickling and says, hey, you're all right. I just made some tea and I think I have some crumpets over there. Come join me. The other monsters shake their heads at your non-violent approach. I got tea and crumpets though, dude. It was a British monster. I'm so excited. Now we're an adult. But who the, why now? They tell you it's time to grow up and take it into the woods. The neighbors throw you into the center of a great circle of monsters, and all older than you. They whisper to each other and look at you, then whisper some more. Okay. The monsters murmur and mutter. Spit and snarl, they decide what's best to find who's a monster. Wait patiently. After a while, the muttering stops, though the murmuring goes on for some time longer. Finally, the assembled monsters come to a decision. The ring of monsters shuffles closer to form a tighter circle. Elders loom over you with the smaller adults crouch low. You surrounding to a shadowy dark. What do you want from me now? You see concern in some of their faces, but very little respect. Let's wait for them to sign their task. It's immediately clear to the crowd that you are very kind for a monster. So nice of them to think so. You are sent to the goat pit to groom the scapegoat. The goat is unusually unruly and angry today. Let the goat freak out and then calmly groom it. You let the scapegoat butt you with its horns until it's tired, then use your claws like clippers. You give it a nice trim and pick off some tasty parasites. The crowd is impressed. We'll share the rest with everyone else. They're impressed with your generosity. Everyone eats a parasite or two and smiles. Alright, so we're almost maxed out on kindness. I need to be more clever and honest, though, if I want to. Maybe even more respect. You're an adult now. Alright, let's go back and forth. Politic. Balfog and Gritman are arguing in the street over a cat. They both want kitty croquettes for lunch. No, it's this one again. Balfrog says he caught the cat, but Gritman says it was in his larder before it got out. Both monsters turn to you as a neutral party to decide. Let's try to make everyone happy. Balfrog holds the cat close, stroking it absently. The cat mews and rubs its head against the chitinous gripper. Ask Balfrog if justice wants sharing is on the table along with the cat. Demand to hold the cat while you meditate the dispute. Balfrog hands the cat over to you. What do you think? I caught it fair and square, so it should be mine, right? I'll give it to Gritman. Unexpected choice. Why did you do it? Because Gritman will probably give you a share later. Wow. He doesn't. What? So I'm at 92. I need more kindness. Cleverness is at 61. Damn! We didn't get any food! Rude. You and Gobclaws come across an ant and a grasshopper, both locked in mortal combat. Each is biting the other's back leg. Get involved in this buggy battle. As you reach for the bugs, Gobclaws hold you back. Isn't there a legend about bugs and wheat? Maybe we should be careful. Except the timid device, do not interfere. You hang back and watch their tiny fight. Gobclaws praises you for listening to her. So at least we're getting respect this time compared to last time. The spine doctor is treating 2 injured monsters in Portland Square. Watch. She breaks off her own quills and uses them like sewing needles. A little iron pot boils over the small fire, but that's just water. The doctor seems to have run out of something. Who's the spine doctor? She's Marinus' cousin twin and has many pointy bits all over her body. She's an ancient monster, older even than an elder, and has healed the sick for many years. Okay. Offer to get involved. You join the spine doctor who accepts your help approvingly. How he ate her. She should have just lived with the cat executor. Yeah, I mean, true. Hold the cut closed while the doctor prepares the medicine. I should do this. Alright. Kindness is maxed, so we don't need to worry about kindness anymore, so we need cleverness and honesty. It's sticky work, but you pinch shut the wounds and staunch the bleeding long enough for the doctor to ready a healing salve. So far, respect is higher than normal, though. Or before. You come across a scene of hundreds of frogs, all gathered on a stream bank. They're ribbiting back and forth in what is clearly a debate of some kind. Watch for the stork. What are they arguing over? Half of the frogs surround a log as though it's their leader. The other half are huddled at the feet of somewhere bemused stork. What do the frogs think of monsters? Frogs are afraid of anything bigger than them, which includes every monster ever, and every monster and even includes you. Wait and listen. Try as you might, you can't translate their croaks into intelligible language, but they do start jumping up and down on the log. Let's watch further. The stork takes a long step and impales 3 frogs on its beak. It throws its head back, tossing the frogs into the air and snaps them up. Black! As the other frogs flee, the bird devours several more of the slowest. Might as well eat the stork. Alright, so we just happen to eat the stork. Why not? What's this? You hear Gritman telling younger monsters about the human that almost killed him. It's the pointy parts that get you, he says. Listen in. Anyway, always wait until the knife is pointing somewhere else, then run away. He turns to you and says, isn't that right? Explain to the youngsters that the human knife is always dangerous. This one. We want honesty. You calmly expand on Gritman's tale, sharing what you have learned about the frightening blades on the humans. The young monsters promise that they will treat such things with respect, even if no one's holding one. Oh, we just did that one. Alright, so honesty is coming up, and so is cleverness. Let's do this. You find a red hood in a basket in the middle of the forest path. The human house is nearby. Funny, you never noticed it before. There's a white picket fence out front. Let's, circle the pretty little house. Ask the wolf what happened. Woodcutter's friend. You can't trust them. Beware their axes, even worse than knives. The wolf finishes dying. Bow your head of respect. You're not sure if you're respecting the human capacity for killing or the wolf's perfectly timed last words, but before you can come to a decision, you've grown bored. Let's take and eat the wolf carcass. You haul the strangely heavy carcass back home. Elder points out a sewn-up gash on the wolf's belly and says it was his work. I want the honesty. The elder is impressed with your honesty and says so. You open the gash and find stones inside the wolf. How odd. Alright, so we're at 51 out of 100 and still we're 70 out of 100 here. So we're getting close with both of them. Gobclaw shows off a human doll she found in the last hunt. A crowd of elders and other monsters gather around you, chatting excitedly. Indeed. She asks if you think it might be good to show the dolls to some of the monsterlings. Let them see a human-shaped thing without actually seeing a real human, you know? Educational. Absolutely, because Gobclaws can see that you're bringing some science here. She hangs on your words, and she does the rest of the crowd. They should know what a human looks like, so they don't freeze the first time they see a real one. Gobclaws nods. Good point. We want the young ones to avoid humans, but not to be so frightened they don't do anything foolish. Gobclaw says you're wiser than me. The rest of the monsters nod, half-heartedly, but you can tell they appreciate your insight. Alright, we're doing good. We're doing good. Food. Gobclaws and you are arguing about what to have for lunch. She got to pick last time. Suddenly your favorite food flies down from the sky and perches within arm's reach. The magpie chirps. Have either of you seen a cornfield around here? Your stomach growls. It's tough, but help the bird. Though gritted teeth and a sheen of sweat, you coolly tell the bird where to find a human cornfield. After it flies off, Gobclaws asks why you did that. Explain that one should help anyone who asks, so the favor might be passed along. Let's do this one. She nods at you. Sage thought, someday I might need help and the magpie could give it, but we still need to get a real meal. So we're at 30%. Okay. More food. As you explore the whale mist, you notice that there's air smells faintly of gingerly bread. There, ahead, there's a flock of very fat birds pecking a trail of crumbs that the winds through the trails. Let's follow the trails and the breadcrumbs. It leads along twisting paths you never know existed. Deep in the forest, you come across a rickety human house which smells of baked goods. You hear a human speech. Two children are babbling nearby. Examine the children. The human children look tired and very thin, but their bellies bulge as though they've just eaten a huge meal. They're so weak that you don't fear for your life being so close. Okay. Eat one of the children! Eat Hansel and Gretel! Eat them! Wait for the children to leave the baked house. Smoke begins to pour from the windows of the house. The children flee deeper into the forest laughing. As flames rise to engulf the whole house, you hear an adult human screaming inside. Okay. Hansel and Gretel have lived today. You find Blotz hitting a dented alarm clock. Why have bells that don't ring? Is this some kind of riddle? Before he can answer, he throws the clock over his shoulder and glowers at it. Let's try to fix it. You pick up the clock and examine it with care. It's so complicated, more complicated than anything a monster has ever made. And that includes monsterlings, wheels and cogs and gears and levers. Let's keep poking at the clock. Even though it's so complicated that you might get your claws caught inside it, or get a spring to the eye, or accidentally hurt Blotz, or hurt Blotz on purpose for that matter. Let's go for it. You turn the key round, it makes a clicking sound, the bells go ding. Not bad, it's getting harder to turn though. Keep going. Shit. You turn the key some more, resist for a moment, but you turn it harder, boing, whoops, pieces everywhere. You pick the gears out of your mouse and help Blotz clean the blood out of his eyes. Oh, dude, we're getting so close. We're at 87 and 51. I don't think we're gonna get honesty, but we might be able to get cleverness. You take the lead on a hunt to the whale mist, but you become separated from the group. Suddenly, you catch sight of something. There! Where? Within the thicket. Rumor has it it's an especially large clever snake tricked Dash Dash, biting her and making her sick for days. And it's right there, waiting, watching. Call everyone and get out of here. You call everyone. What do you mean, everyone? Everyone! Oh, everyone. You gather everyone and retreat back to Omen. Nobody kills a snake and may prefer look at the paths of the forest. Okay. You look over your garden. Garden? Garden! Most hovels have gardens. Many monsters don't care, but some like to show off their herbs and spices and flowers. How's it looking? There's so many rocks there. Even if you don't feel like planting things, it looks bad. These rocks ought to go. Start digging. All this work is a lot harder than you expected. You're not a natural digger like Molefoot or Shovel. Shovel? Not all monsters pick good names. Just be glad you're not one of them. Okay. Keep at it. Do all the work yourself. You dig. It's hard, but you eventually get better at it. Dig. When you're done, the garden looks much better. All that digging turned over the earth, too, is probably a good thing. Catch your breath. The spine doctor, out for a stroll, stops to compliment your work ethic. You're not sure what an ethic is, but she always talks like that. Alright, dude, our respect is fucking high AF. Blood. You stalk the forest, hunting an elusive swift elk. Suddenly emerges from the underbrush, lowering its antlers and pawing at the ground. It's going to charge. Perfect. Tear it apart. The elk charges and you duck under it, slashing a hole in its chest. But instead of a heart, you find nothing. The elk turns, catches you with its antlers, and flings you in a tree. What the? The elk bounds away. It's unkillable. Return to Omen and warn everyone about the strange elk. The others think you are alerting them. Thank you for alerting them to this unusual prey. They spread out. Eventually, Jaguar finds the elk devours it whole. He seems a little dizzy afterwards. Okay. Alright, last one. Puddles. Your neighbor, the elder monster Elalia, walks slowly into the direction of the brood cave. Elalia who? She's one of your next door neighbors, but she's much older than you. Months and months. She has tough scales and eyes of several different sizes. Let's watch her. As she passes down the road, some of the other elders nod at her. Then they go to her hovel and start smashing things. Ask an elder what's going on. Rude Blitz stops tearing apart Elalia's dining room table and says she feels herself beginning to dissolve. She's going to go release herself and become one with the slime in the Spawning Vat, which happens when they dissolve. Monsters who get to a certain age either settle into their personality and shape forever, or they let them become one with the slime from which they came. Their personality can have an effect on the future generations of monsterlings. Let's thank her for her contribution. You're going to be remembered, Elalia, and we'll see a bit of you in every monsterling from now on. Elalia wipes a slimy tear from one of her smaller eyes and sniffs. Let's give her a hug. You hug Elalia. She squishes, her body is already starting to break down and dissolve. She breaks away, smiles one last time, and walks quickly toward the brood cave. You never see her again. Aww. Alright. We're about to die. Let's return to our hovel and prepare. Alright, we're going to do a few more things this time. So let's see if we can do... Let's dissolve. Let's see if we can get to kindness. Your body's not gone now. You're a dream of kindness. Dream on. Sometimes a morsel will give its life to save another from a predator or the dangerous whirlpools that form in the spawning vat from time to time. Sometimes a morsel will care more from another than it fears for itself. There'll be much more sacrifices in the future, and they will make the monsters of Omen better than they were before. They'll be born knowing what a hero is. Ah. Solve into kindness. You sacrifice willingly, right up to the end of your life. Now you nourish the new life that comes from the spawning vat, a legacy that continues on. Alright. Let's see if I could do a different one. Because honesty and cleverness are pretty high. So let's see if we can stop the process. That's easy. Go get a fern. Following the spine doctor's directions, you enter the whale mist in search of a tentacle fern. They're common in these worms. Pick a fern. You wade through a thicket of sticky green coils, letting them brush against your hide until one latches firmly in place. That means it's ripe. You snip the fern with your claws. What's that sound? It's a little monsterling, trying not to be noticed. You should be in the bread cave. Monsterling gives a little shriek and flees before your wrath, and don't come back until you're older. You return the spine doctor with the tentacle fern. She takes it from you. Watch her make the medicine. The doctor runs the fresh, sticky fern through a low flame, studies it carefully, then eats it. What? The spine doctor says there's no medicine. I just wanted to give you a chance to think about it some more. Do you understand? Nod and accept her wisdom. As you turn to leave, the spine doctor says, I hope you do well. I'd like to see you as an elder. Go home, they'll be waiting. Let's see what happens if I could do cleverness. Melt. Outsmarting everyone who challenge your mind. Dream of cleverness. Dream on. You understand not everything, but enough. The bits of you that were your brain settle on the floor of the vat. Still aware for a few moments more. Come with the slime. It's already done. Little minds in need of a first spark begin to awaken. You have helped them come to life. Hey, we dissolved into cleverness. Your wit and wisdom dissolved into the spawning vat along with your body. May future monsters learn from your example. Okay. Go see the spine doctor. So let's see if we can do honesty, and then I want to try something else. Let's try a few other things. We're going to melt into speak the truth when others lied. Your body is gone, you now dream of honesty. One fine day, there will be a pain, death, and horror, but the monsterling will stand against it. It's the monsterling's fate. It looks a little like yours. Coincidence or something more? To be honest, you can't be sure. Huh. Dissolved into honesty. Your spirit was strong and you spoke the honest truth. Your memory will live on in the minds and hearts of other monsters. Alright, let's see what happens if we embrace our fate. Whoever is waiting at your door at the hovel to see your drippings, refuse to go. Flee to the wilderness! Stop running just outside town, gasping. What are you going to do? Every whooshing breath turns into a gurgle as your softening lungs fill with slime. Go, go, get away for a moment! You leave your home behind without so much as a backward glance. They'll never catch you now. Hide within the outskirts of a human town. You simply become a legend in the dark. Haunts the shadows of Carmen. Other monsters come to hunt you. You're riling up the humans. Slither further deeper into the human realm. When you finally dissolve, it's within a human farm with horses and pigs and cabbages and carrots and even a small cow. The end. Legend of Departure. What? Future monsters will remember you. One who chose to break with tradition and forge new life outside of monster society. There's so much stuff. There's so many different paths. Embrace my fate. Ask them to come back later. Hamrick says, all right then, we'll see you tonight. All the others should go. Watch them leave and close the door. Oh, hello? Hello? Game? Oh, there we go. Sit in your hovel, contemplating the coming change. Slip away while no one's watching. Every wishing breath. Think about precision. Oh, you wait in your omen, lurking close to the forest paths. You walk so many times in the past. Your body quivers as you drip more of yourself to the ground. So let's help another monster escape. You'll hold on through sheer force of will. Stay solid as long as possible. Nash Nash flees 3 days later. Her arms are already melting. As she plunges deeper into the forest, you step onto her trail. Beat the hunters and pretend to be Nash Nash. You start and wave your bloody limbs, splattering the pursuers with slime. They're completely fooled. See what happens next. They kill you, of course, but they stop hunting her. Your last thought is that she might be ferocious enough to rule the animals. Perhaps she can change the future. Goodbye, cruel world. Oh, it's the same thing. I was trying to help Nash Nash, though. Rude. Race my fates. Refuse to go. Fight them. Fight them all! Take out the first elder. Hamrick lumbers forward, eyes half closed, and raises one huge fish. Dodge. You tense your body, tuck and roll out of the way. He's off balance. Fight on! Hamrick turns and tries to crush you under his massive shoulder. Claw him! He's too strong. You feel your life being crushed from your soft body. Yield to death. So you do. As you feel your life fade away, you briefly wonder if you could have done more before the end. Dissolved into mediocrity? What? You lived an average life for a monster. You didn't stand out in the any way that they will remember now that you are gone. Well, that sucks. Stay inside and think about what would you do. Think about what happens if you've done well. Your fellow monsters will test you and donate your blood to the portentous infusion. So really that racket outside your huddle. Let's just dissolve. Be tested, try to ascend to elder status. The masked elder comes forward. She says it's time to decide. All the elders growl and snarl. Watch. Okay, so we've done this before. They have their fluid, liquid begins bubble. Wait. Let's pick a stone. Kindness, let's go! A huge elder carries another monster close to the cauldron. The other monster is half melted and hard to recognize. Look closer. It's Nash Nash, what's left of her. She's begun to dissolve like you, and her condition is far advanced. What's going to happen to her? The masked elder says, we have decided that Nash Nash is too violent. There is a place for pure ferocity in our world, but it must be tempered with other qualities. Regard your own soft, wobbly claws. The elder says, see her eyes? She still seethes with pure rage. Perhaps you can calm her before the end. Console the dying Nash Nash. Nash Nash growls and lashes out at you. Your claws might be weak, but hers are the only part of her that are still strong. You bleed. Ignore the pain and speak with soothing words to Nash Nash. You lean close, wincing slightly. She draws a new line of red of your hide and hold her tight. She finally ceases her struggle. Goodbye, Nash Nash. We loved you. The huge elder picks up the now unresisting Nash Nash and gently releases her into the spawning vat. She's gone. Test her ferocity. We're not that ferocious. Let's attack just one monster. Are you sure? The other one may strike you from behind. Risk it. Slash and bite the one to the left. He's down and out before anyone can react, leaving you free to face the other. No way the second one can beat you after that. Several monsters howl their approval and support, adding more fuel. Alright, how are we looking at the cauldron? Oh, it's quite full. Alright, cool. So we're going to be able to ascend. So we're an elder with maxed kindness, and we got pretty much every other thing. Alright, so now we got to figure out what we want to do. What should we do? Because I don't think I can get both of them to like each other. I could get both of them to hate each other. Maybe I could try to get both of them to like each other. 14 days, 18 is the highest, right? 80 divided by 18 would be 5? That's 90, right? I think that's actually 90. 5, 8, 4. Yeah, that's 90. So if I were to pick the best choices every time, I actually might be able to get everyone to like each other. Let's see if I can do it. You're hiding in a shiny wood building. Two humans are holding hands in front of another human. Aha. He makes a lot of noise about a witness. The other two look around, disappointed at the empty room. Probably seek out another human to be a witness. You sneak into the yard outside, where another human is gardening. Make a polite coughing noise until he puts the hose down to come look. Draw him into the building. He follows you toward the room with the other humans. He pauses to look down at his filthy gardening clothes. Then a nice clean floor. Get him to help. Reach up to pat the human on the back and make reassuring noises. He's hesitant, but then nods and kicks his boots off. Okay. His socked feet make no sound as he approaches the other humans to bear witness. As you leave, he winks at you. That is grand. So we got 8. The extra human doffs his hat and stands patiently while the other talk and kiss. Everyone is very happy and he made it happen. So I think we need to go back and just make sure that we need to make everyone happy. I'm gonna try this. Your fellow elders debate. Are humans more dangerous now? And is it time to reveal ourselves? Rise to take your turn. The air grows still. Birds stop singing. The silence is reverential. You turn and see the oldest monster sitting on a hovel roof, dwarfing it. It's watching you. The oldest monster tilts its huge head and raises one of its 3 scaly eyebrows. Amid fear, but insists she must learn more. You explain that fear is no excuse for ignorance, especially as the latter can cure the former. The other elders applaud. The oldest nods? Maybe? Alright, so far we're getting up there. Okay. You're in a secluded hiding place in the park. Suddenly you see a human grab her stomach and fall over. Now's your time to shine. We know what happens. That's the spirit. What will you do? Be like the spine doctor. You're good. You lay her down on her back gently and feel her belly. This rumbling calls for milkweed to suit her settle such complaints. Let's go find some. You dash into the park where you find a few pods of the stuff. Using your claw, you cut open the pods and drain the contents in the human's mouth. See what happens. Have a good night. It's cheese. Take it easy. She moans and tries to push you away, but you just hold her still and keep the medicine coming, just like the spine doctor taught you. Okay. Success. The human is soon standing unaided. Other humans come to help her, but she hardly needs their assistance. Off you go. Advanced neurosurgery? The hell? The human brushes milkweed fluff from her chin and looks around for a savior, sure she's watching as you lope away. What? Hold on. Advanced neurosurgery? How did I get advanced neurosurgery? Am I a surgeon now? Okay. Jaggery drinks dick, apparently is what I said. Drinks deep from a jar of cider. He belches and the air goes wary. Watch the ferocious elder as he drinks some more. Jaggery raises one claw. Humans are stupid. Lazy, worthless, stupid. I'll fight any monster who says otherwise. Just agree, humans can be altruistic and generous. Drawing on your own experience with grieving and helping other monsters, you select several excellent examples of human kindness. It's really just a question of knowing your subject. Jaggery himself is too tipsy to consider it, but everyone else is quite impressed. Alright, everyone's getting better. What is this place? You're in a dark, dank, woody room that smells like old Jaggery. Mosey on in. Humans sit on a long counter and drink what looks like foamy cider. They seem sad and a little confused. Well, it's a drinking place. After a bit, you see that there's a stool open, so you climb up and plop down on it. One of the humans starts muttering about his problems. Strike up the contents, demon. Wife took jellyfish, but dog just ran away. He goes on and on about what sounds like a pretty awful situation. Listen on, he seems so sad already. You keep listening, clampering down on the urge to try and solve his problems before he's done complaining about them. We keep listening. He goes on and on, calling you Mac. He talks about pigskins, some sort of bowl that he lost. Offer to help him find the bowl. He laughs, though it looks like he won't find it. He seems happier after talking to you. The doctor's in. He finishes his last drink and gives you a little pointing salute. You monsters is good people. Hey, he knows about monsters. Great. Politic. Laughing. Greed Blitz, puffed up with multisyllabic importance, addresses the other elders. My fellow monster, and he proposes. I propose we meet the humans halfway. What, in that meadow near the forest? No, he clears his throat. I think we should learn from them and adopt human ways to become more civilized. Here, some exploratory committee to look into the matter. Agree and explain some human innovations. You make a persuasive case. Under your tutelage, the others gathered elders learn much about the organization governing the human way. All right, we're doing great. We're honestly doing really well right now. You're walking down an alley with a new paintbrush, almost new, fresh from the garbage, when suddenly it's there, a human. A human! Its face is red and angry, and it's coming right at you. Angry humans are bad news. The human growls in a deep voice. You came to the wrong neighborhood, monster. I'll teach you a lesson, good and proper. Admit fears about coming monster-human conflict. You try your best to explain the problem, and to your surprise, you're not interrupted by a beating. You keep going. The human doesn't exactly agree with your take on the situation, but you've clearly given it food for thought. Politic. We're almost done. We almost got this. Blitztree proposes a new plan to keep an eye on the humans. What is it? We'll take over an abandoned house in Carmen, keep someone in there at all times, and take extensive notes on everything they do. Interesting idea. Several other elders seemed to like the idea very much. They argue about whether to establish their spy house, though. Carmen has many empty buildings. What should we use? Suggest a place that will encourage understanding. The expedition sets out immediately, hiding in the unused upper floor of the library. They observe human reading and learning. Make sure they see that the humans are smart. In short order, several elders learn to read for the first time. They seem impressed with their unsuspecting human subjects. Oh, we're so close. Let's go. You decide to check out Carmen Carnival, Mupsy recently mentioned. Following her map, you take lefts and rights and straight-ons until you look up and, uh-oh, humans everywhere! What's that noise and smell? And that over there, or that? Looks like an organ grinder, monkey poop, and mobs of human children. And a tiger. Wait, a tiger? The tiger is running through the crowd, right through the middle. Actually, that's because the crowd is scattering away from the tiger. Aren't they afraid of tigers? Come to think of it, humans are scared of tigers. You usually keep them in cages, don't they? Tigers aren't that smart. Lure it away. You climb up to a bunch of floating balloons and with a flex of your claws, pop them. Pop. Colored scraps fly everywhere. The tiger looks for the sound of the noise, spies you, and charges. You lead it out of the town and away from the frightened but safe humans. Okay, so we can politic, and as long as we do the other ones correctly, we might be able to max out humans. You're just concluding a thrilling speech to the other elders. Finally, something goes smoothly. Snork, snark, rack, rack, snork. What in zank is that noise? Old Hamrag fell asleep in the middle of your speech. Again, his pig-like snout and four nostrils give him snores a poignant, yet thunderous quality. Cough gently. You have better success whispering at the moon. Hamrag keeps snoring. Talk louder to be heard over the snoring. Hamrag wakes up. He looks around and says, you know, humans are pretty nasty. They sharpen rocks and cut things with them. Also, they kill each other all the time. Explains that humans don't do that anymore. Maxed out, let's go! You remind everyone that Hamrag's information is far out of date. Humans forge knives now. They only rarely kill each other. The old snouter says, suppose you're right. Alright. Now we gotta max out humans, and then we're good. We got 5 more chances for... Okay, we can do it. Smoke? Glow? Crying? Who has the glow again? A human house is on fire. There's one small human child outside, and is that a human baby inside? Take action. The little human skin is burned and it howls weaker by the second. The heat is so fierce it's already starting to hurt you. Give of yourself to shield the baby from harm. You feel like the fire is inside you now, as well as all around you. Spit up as much slime as you can to protect the baby, but it stops breathing. Keep the child safe. You force what little breath you have left into the human child's lungs, shielding the body with your own as the flame grows hotter. Keep at it. It coughs and spits and starts to wail. Humans are putting out the fire now, and you stagger to them, holding the baby for them to take. You clasp your claws with one tiny hand. Humans, run away! More advanced neurosurgery! Why am I an advanced neurosurgeon? Behind you, the humans cheer. If only every human felt this way about every monster. You're investigating a stack of crates in the alley. You hear a shriek. Ah, screaming boxes! Wait, it's a small child. He runs in, followed by 3 slightly larger ones. The small one jumps behind the crates to hide, next to you. Keep the small one hidden. Like many stupid alpha animals, the bullies get bored quickly and leave. The child turns to go, but just before he does, he gives you a tentative hug. Shirt covered with slime, he leaves. Yeah, apparently I'm a doctor monster. You're across the street from a coffee shop. Sniff. The human coffee they're drinking smells weak, even by human standards. How strong should it be? Oh, it's supposed to be better, yeah. So do you want to help them out? Gently offer advice using a telephone to call over. Absolutely! You sneak to one of the glass and metal boxes where phones are kept and tell the operator to connect to you. Soon you're watching a human answer you on the telephone inside the shop. Keep going. You said you're from the head office, a phrase you heard here in Carmen. So businessy. You tell the coffee human that her brew is good, but that needs to be thicker and stronger. She follows your directions, though she seems doubtful. Yeah? The human samples a cup, pauses, swirls the mixture around her mouth, and raises her eyebrows. Uh-huh. Success. 2 more sips and she's smiling. As she rings off, she looks out the window and meets your gaze. She laughs as you scamper away. That's right. 1 day left. Let's go. An older human and many children sit in rows in a hot echoing room. The older human drones on while the children look at everything but him. The window, the clock, even your hiding spot. What was the older human saying? He's telling you about lifeology. You know about that, but judging from his expression, he doesn't seem to find it very interesting himself. So step in and show him how to teach. You burst into the classroom and everyone stops to stare at you. For one precious moment, no one does anything. Talk about the attitude behind doctoring. Begin by telling them one must know one's own heart to work with the hearts of others. The children listen as you go on and on about compassion, its use, and healing. Go on. You explain how kindness is the only real virtue and the origin of all others, and by the time the class is over, you're hopeful that some of the children will go on to become doctors. You leave surrounded by thankful humans. I'm the greatest neurosurgeon! As you walk through Proton Square, you think on your past. You lived a good life, but the one thing you were never able to gain was phenomenal respect among your peers. Who cares? The monsters have always feared and loathed humans in the past. To work towards improving relations has paid off. Monsters have come to respect and like them. Well done. Grand. Meanwhile, humans who once hated all monsterkind have come to understand that monsters aren't terrible, evil things. Rumor has it that humans think pretty well of you. Okay. Shattering your reverie, a terrible commotion erupts. Elders and monsters alike are mulling about in a great mob. What is it? Watts drops from a nearby roof. Humans are coming this way. What? Blistry says, that's wonderful. We can talk to them. It's true. Relations have been warming. Both monsters and humans meet in the whale mist. There is considerable shuffling of feet and paws. Everyone wants to talk, but nobody wants to make the first move. If only some monster were to speak up. Yes, if only. A few of the other elders are looking at you, strangely enough. Oh my gosh! Everyone loves each other, and I could just say, fuck that! Well, I know what we're doing in a little bit. Welcome to humans as friends! Everyone breathes a sigh of relief as you put your best claw forward. It's the first step of a long journey, a journey on which monster and human will cooperate in all things. What happened next? Peace. Combined prosperity. You dare to find the narrow gap between fear and hate. Now humans and monsters work together for the benefit of it all. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Slash one in the throat and show them who's boss. And with that single stroke, you seal the fate of both monsters and humans. Sure did. What happened next? War. Endless fighting. You saw the piece of ages burn to a pile of ash. From the ashes rose 2 armies, human and monster, who will fight forever. This is your legacy. Oh my gosh. Oh no. We were the kindest monster and we slit someone's throat. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Oh no! I kind of feel bad about that. Oh no, dude! Oh. Hold on, let's finish so that way it will let us restart. Oh shoot! I started Endless War. It, for some reason, skipped, but that's fine. Endless War happened. Alright, that's the canonical ending. Alright. Wow. We got through a lot. We actually got through a lot in this game. I was like, oh, we're only gonna get 7 endings, and we got 10. That's kind of crazy. So, I'm gonna switch over to this screen here real quick. So there are 4 achievements that we haven't got yet. I'm not going to spoil it here for you guys. Because it looks like one is going to be monsters love humans, humans hate monsters. I have literal no ideas on how that works. No idea how that works. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there's one actual ending we still need to get, which is monsters love humans, humans hate monsters. And then looks like there's 3 secret ones, with one of them being that neurosurgeon one. Just gonna pull this up real quick. See what we need. Gotcha. Okay. So we need high respect for one of those. Oh, literally I just need more respect from people, and that's how I get them. Okay. So yeah, there's those, and then this one. What's the neurosurgeon one? I'm just trying to see. Okay. So weirdly enough, we should be able to get... So we'll be able to do one more stream, and we'll get all 4 of these. Realistically, we'll do one more stream and we can get all 4 of these, because we have to do 2 more runs. So we'd have to do a run. We'd have to do a run that just gets us to high monster, like monster love, but human hate. And then the other 3 are actually a lot easier. It just requires us to have high respect and then choosing specific things, which we could actually get all in one run, assuming I play my cards right. Assuming. It might be 3 runs though. It might actually be 3 runs. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. If it is 3 runs, like, we could easily just kind of speed through it. But yeah, this game is fun. This game is actually a lot of fun. It sucks that it's super short. Like, according to my spreadsheet, a typical, like, run of this game is like an hour, which is true. That actually is completely true. We did one run in an hour, where we did a second run in a different hour. Like, that is absolutely true. And then completing the game takes 6 hours, which I think that's fair. Welcome back. I think that's fair. Six hours, because that means an hour per run. So it'll be 1 hour to do 1 run, an hour to do 2 of these, and then 1 more hour to do... I mean, I can just probably speed through it to get the last achievement, because it just requires 1 thing different. But no, this game was a lot of fun. Once again, thank you to Lost Thoughts for recommending it. And I just want to let you guys know that throughout all of July and this moving forward, but July is kind of the big one, we're going to be playing games that are recommended by you guys. So once again, if you have any recommendations for games in the future, !Discord, if somebody wants to put that in the chat right now. You can go into #future-ideas on the Discord and put in whatever game recommendation you have. It could be the same as somebody else's, or it could be something completely different. And as long as I feel like the game can be streamed and it's something that I feel like people would enjoy, including myself, we will play it. If there is a game that It doesn't seem like it would be that ideal. I'll let you guys know, and I'll explain why later. Right now, really, the only games that are kind of on my do not playlist are Battle Royale games. That is essentially what it turns into. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about that. But there are going to be 2 recommended games going to be streamed this entire week. First one is Monster Loves You, which is the first one out of all of these. And the second one is going to be happening, I believe, on Saturday, which is Untitled Goose Game. So that should be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. So we are going to be playing Dead by Daylight here tonight, but I want to step away real quick because I'm not feeling super well right now. But I still got a lot that I got to get done today. So I'm going to end off the stream right here. Or hold on real quick. Super work. Glad you enjoyed the game. Good night. Are you watching Overcooked on? Might watch the VOD tomorrow. Oh yes, I should mention that as well. Because we have 2 more things going on tonight. So, and thank you once again, Lost, for the recommendation. Have a great night as well. Dead by Daylight is going to be on this channel. Of course, we're going to be streaming it. I just want to take some time to rest. I've been a little sick today, so I just want to rest for a little bit before I stream Dead by Daylight. And then we should be streaming Overcooked 2 over on Minimal Art's channel. So if I'm going to do a shout out for that real quick. Minimal Art. Yeah, so it's going to be on Min's channel. She asked me if I could join, and she said on Friday, but time is weird. So I think this stream is happening today. So I've played Overcooked 1. I've not really played Overcooked 2. But I'm going to join her, and there's 2 other people, I believe, that are joining us, and we're going to stream it over there. The reason I'm not streaming it on my end is because I actually have a different plan for Overcooked in the future. It's just going to take some time for that. So, yeah. But yeah, give me about, I'm going to say about an hour or so, and we'll be right back with Dead by Daylight, okay? But I'm going to end off the stream here. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Of course, my name's Kitathi. I'll see you guys next time for some more Variety Gaming. See you guys later. Peace. Bye, everybody.